All right, welcome to the Mecha Warehouse 2022 Holiday Gift Guide. We're going to try to present to you some ideas for gifts, both in the Gunpla space and some items for people that might not be into building specifically. So first up, we're going to talk about some items that would be good for somebody who maybe isn't into building and you don't think would be into building, but perhaps is into Gundam. So first up, we've got the Gundam Universe line. This is a line of basically action figures, but they're Gundam action figures, so can't go wrong with that. They're probably in the $20 to $30 price range, depending on the item within the line. They're fully articulating. Here's the Shenlong, one of the relatively recent releases. You know, just like any other action figure, they can move pretty well. They've got accessories, parts that you can swap out, weapons, things like that. And they look pretty good for the money, and they should be better to play with, so to speak, than Gunpla would be. So if you want to buy these for maybe a younger family member, there could be good options for that. So next up, we've got the Mobile Change Haro series. These would be great stocking stuffers. They're about $9.99. They're small toys in the Gundam line. There are 4 of them currently: the Wing Gundam Zero, the Gundam Unicorn, the RX-78, and the Zaku 2. Each of these can be a Haro, but it also transforms into the Gundam mentioned. This would make a great little desk toy or something for the person that's into Gundam, but maybe isn't a builder or is a builder. Finally, we've got the Converge line. These are another set of small figures. These are roughly $7.99 for at least the one displayed here. There's a variety of them. They come pre-painted. They do come in pieces, so you have to pop them together, but great little desk item. These would be great stocking stuffers, as would the Mobile Change Haros. Plenty of different options to choose from, and they would be great gifts for the non-builder in the family. All right, so next up, let's go over items for beginners and for kids, because there's definitely some overlap in those two groups. First off, I would highly recommend the entry grade line. There's currently 4 entry grade Gundam kits: the RX-78 full weapon set, Strike Gundam, and the New Gundam. All are great kits, super easy to build, designed for beginners in mind, so that makes that really easy. There are also other entry grade kits not in the Gundam line as well. For example, the entry grade Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, or the entry grade Kirby. My son's built this one and really enjoyed it. Great kits. There's some from other series as well. If you're buying a kit for someone who's never built a kit before, you might want to consider getting the nippers as well at the same time. The entry nippers are a super affordable, easy option for beginners. They're really durable, they're not likely to break, and for the money you can't beat them, and they're going to be useful longer into your building career, so even if you start with them, you might still find use for them after you upgrade to better nippers in the future. Another great recommendation for beginners is the Pokemon Quick line, or any Pokemon kit for that matter. The Pokemon Quick kits are super easy to put together. They technically don't need tools, although I would still recommend tools if, like nippers, if you have access to them. They're great for kids. Both my kids love the Pokemon kits that they've built, and I'd highly recommend those as well. Another line to consider is the 30-Minute Sisters and 30-Minute Missions lines. They kind of go hand in hand. The 30-Minute Sisters are a line of girl kits, mecha/girl kind of mashups, much in the line of or in the same theme as Frame Arms girls, but at a much more affordable price point. They're very customizable, and they're very beginner friendly because they're relatively easy to assemble. Same with the 30-Minute Missions line. They're basically equivalent of a high grade. They're very customizable. They're inexpensive, easy to build, and you can consider 30-Minute Missions accessory packs as well to give some more customization options if you're buying for somebody who likes to be creative, for example. Finally, you can't go wrong with any high grade. I especially am fond of the high grade Leo, really easy one to put together and inexpensive, so a great gift idea. But almost any high grade, especially the smaller, less expensive ones, are going to tend to be better. Keep in mind that the higher the HGUC number is, the more recent it is, and it might be easier for that that reason. And if you're buying for somebody who's a beginner, having a more modern kit is a good place to start rather than starting on an older kit that might need a little more help. There's also some other lines like Star Wars, for example. If you have a Star Wars fan in your life that is open to building stuff, a kit like the Grogu or really any of the other Star Wars kits are a great way to get somebody introduced into the hobby or give them the next thing to build while they're progressing in the hobby. Let's move on to kits for more intermediate builders, people who might have been building a little bit longer, and gift ideas for them. One thing to keep in mind as somebody gets more experienced, not much necessarily has to change. Somebody might love high-grade kits, and those are still going to be great gifts, but somebody who's been building longer might be more interested in real grade and master grade and things like that. And there's way more options, and they might have more stuff. So you might have to do a little bit more sleuthing as you're trying to figure out what to get them, to figure out what they have had before. But I want to try to give you some good suggestions for place to start, for things to look for or look at. So master grades are a great place to go. Master grade Buster is supposed to be a solid kit. Master grade Epion, and pretty much any of the wing master grades, in my opinion, are good. I've built, I think, pretty much all of them at this point, and they've all been good for me. Real grades, the real grade new and real grade Sotheby are just kind of classically good kits. They aren't really all that old, but they're good in the sense that the reviews have always been good. People love building them, and they're both popular mobile suits. So if you get someone a real grade of either of those, even if they have one already, they might not be all that upset at you because they are such good kits and good builds to begin with. The one other place to look, though, might be something like the Frame Arms Girl line. They're definitely a little bit different. We've got the Mechanized Girl thing, kind of like the 30-Minute Sisters we were talking about earlier, but they're going to be a little bit more complex, a little bit more expensive kits, some customization options there. And you might even look at some other third-party stuff like Frame Arms, just because you want to get that a little bit more diversity of kinds of kits, and maybe something they haven't gotten before would make a great gift. We'll wrap this section up by talking about tools. If you know somebody's been building a little while and doesn't have them, a good pair of nippers would make a great gift. God hands are basically the top tier that everybody thinks about for nippers. The SPN 120's Ultimate Nipper. They're supposed to be really good, and the little bit less expensive, but basically just as good option is the Disbay 3.0s. Both would make a great gift. We can almost always use an extra pair of nippers, and if someone doesn't have a good set yet, that would make a great gift. All right, last set, we're going to do gift ideas for the advanced builder, or that builder that's built like everything. They're doing more complicated stuff, more advanced stuff, and maybe they already have a lot of things. So a couple kit recommendations. Basically anything Machine and Krieger would be good. These are more complicated, they require glue, and would be a great challenge for somebody who's only built snap kits. So if you've got that friend or family member that you want to buy for, that maybe you want to help challenge them and give them something new, Machine and Krieger would be a good option for that. Another good option would be anything third party or from another manufacturer other than Bandai or any of the other major manufacturers. This is the Ink Dragon from, I think it's Shenjing Technology. It's a pretty cool looking build, pretty complicated, I think, from what I understand, a lot of parts to it. And there's plenty of other options out there. Trying to look for that thing that is less common and less well known might be a great option for a gift for the person that might seem to have everything already. Another great option for an experienced builder would be any sort of option parts. People that, if you know someone's into maybe kit bashing, things like that, the kit bashing parts and materials would be a great option. There's a bunch from Bandai, the Gunpla builder parts. There's also a series of parts from Kotobukiya, the model support goods, and then there's plenty of other items too out there looking for those kind of options because they can use them whenever, and if you've got extras, it's not usually a big problem. Finally, you might look at some good tool options as well. An advanced builder might already have these tools though, so trying to figure out what they already have and what they use would be good, but something like the aluminum alloy hand drill from Disbay would be a great option, or premium brushes. Godhand makes some excellent brushes. They're high end, they're very high quality. It comes with a cost, but it might be the kind of thing that someone wouldn't buy for themselves that you could get for them as a gift, and it would be well appreciated for somebody that hand paints, for example. Okay, so that's the 2022 holiday gift guide. Hopefully you got some good suggestions and some ideas to help get the juices flowing on trying to figure out what to buy for a gift. Keep in mind, these are just some suggestions. The best gift is going to be the gift that is thoughtful and you know is going to be the one for that person based on their interests and what they're into and things like that. And also suggest if you've got any ideas for gifts, post them down in the comments below. I'm sure everybody will appreciate the extra suggestions. Thank you for watching. See you next time.